Okay, so for many of you, you have just witnessed No Kings protest here in America. But we are either not seeing or not wanting to see or failing to forget, and this is now a worldwide situation. And to this, that means that you have the whole world against him. Now, this is interesting because I just know all MAGA is going to be like, why does everybody hate him? And that's a problem that you should be asking yourself. Why would the entire world hate this man? Oh, wait. Oh, no. Actually, yeah, the entire world does hate this man and his entire regime. Now, think about it like this. At one point in time, everybody was all together and, oh man, we love Putin, we love Xi, we love Un, we love all these guys. Well, we might not like Un, but we still like him only if Trump likes him because Trump said they have love letters. So yeah, yeah. But now they're seeing that North Korea and Russia are feeding intel to Iran in order to take out our U.S. bases. Now, here's where my little my controversial take comes in here because me personally, yeah, like honestly, I think that it's great how they did it by saying, look, we're going to warn everybody in all of these places, and we're going to tell you, hey, you need to evacuate the situation because we're going to go ahead and take those out. Now, I'm sorry. If you're in a war, do you think that Putin or any of these other people are going to call adversaries and tell them, hey, you need to evacuate because we're going to destroy your spot? Right? And now think about it like this. Of all of the places that they have destroyed or bombed, how many people have been injured as opposed to being killed? But then altogether, how many people have been injured and killed in this whole situation? And how many of their people have we heard? How many people has Israel come in and taken out? But this is my thing that I really want to get to is, as MAGA, how do you feel about being on the side or in the party or in the cult that an entire world hates? And now, because you won't answer the questions as usual, I'm going to answer it for you. You don't give a damn. Because to you, you don't see the world. You only see what your little bubble tells you. And you're not going to admit to it. You're just going to simply say, oh my God, the world hates us. And you want to know how I know that? Because you are looking at what he has said about Iran without even knowing how this whole conflict between Iran and America has been. Back 78 years ago, an American ship blew up an Iranian passenger jet. That's what started all of this. And you know what really made this so much more just egregious is that America at first denied any interactions, and then once they just couldn't deny it, they wouldn't accept any responsibility for it, even threw some money on it as if it was going to go away. However, you bombed 64 kids. I should say like this: you blew up on that plane 64 kids. It was like 100 and something. Altogether, it was like 294 people on that flight, and America bombed it, blew it out the sky, and then said, man, we don't care. We're not going to take responsibility for it. We try to lie about it, but since you won't take the lies, we're just going to tell you we don't care. And that is the start. And see, the idea was then it was fear built up by America that, oh my God, they're going to retaliate against us. So we need to go against them. Israel has issues with them because they just want to try and control everything in that area. So, as it stands, like I said, you're never going to see the whole reason why the world hates not America itself, well, not the American people, but America, the ideal, and those that run it. That's who they hate because we, the people, we're not actually going out there to go start this war with them. It is the people that we didn't elect, but somehow got there that did actually create this instance. Now, here's something else I do believe we really need to focus on too. that in the midst of all of this, you still have this fat bastard out here lying his ass off every like useless lies. Oh, we already won the war. I mean, you can look at it and we've already won. But, we're going to stay in to make sure that we completely eradicate and decimate all of them. And then you've got fucking Kegs Breath, the drunk frat boy bastard. Oh, we don't negotiate in talks. We negotiate in bombs. Yeah! Slap me I want a Mountain Dew to Slim Jim. Like, dude, who the fuck let that drunk in? And then you've got the heroin addict who's out there. I see Trump. He drew a picture of Iran perfectly from memory. Really? You're trying to tell me that the guy who did Sharpiegate can remember how to fucking draw a completely intact image of what Iran looks like? Let alone that he can point out where it is. He can actually draw it from memory. You know what? That's kind of interesting, right? Maybe he did. Because think about it like this. Isn't that the guy who did all of this art? He drew New York skyline and all that kind of stuff. So wait a second. If he can draw that from complete memory, so does that mean he did actually do all these other drawings? I never drew anything before. I've never drawn. The only thing that I've ever drawn was a fake pathway through through Florida with a Sharpie, and it was going to go this way, but I decided to throw a nuke at it, and it got scared that I was going to throw a nuke at a hurricane, so it went the other way. Really, dude? But in the midst of all of this, I know a lot of you guys are going to be looking at me and wondering, Now remember, I am a vet myself. Yeah, we got my little honor courage commitment right there. I was a vet myself. I did my time. And I can say shit like this freely because I understand it. I actually took the time to learn things, read through them, not just listen to what someone says, but listen to what they say and then go and try and research it to find, the truth about it, or to find the falsities in it, the fallacies in it, right? But I'm sorry. What Iran has been doing with, they keep calling it propaganda, but it's really not propaganda at all. It is trolling Trump and Trump alone. They keep putting out these Lego AI videos that I find absolutely incredibly funny and also incredibly useful because Trump has not responded to any of that. And he does not like when people disgrace him, discredit him, or make fun of him. He doesn't like that. But he's not saying shit about any of this. As a matter of fact, none of the MAGA overlords are actually saying anything about this, and they're just steadily putting it out. Which to me, honestly, sure, do it. We went and illegally started a war with the country, started threatening them. Then we realized we couldn't fucking do it, but then kept lying to the people. And then, for them to retaliate, we always have to remember too that any sort of retaliation that Iran or Iran has done because of what America and Israel has done, is warranted. That is what war is. But for us to sit there and say, oh my God, why are they so mad? Look at them, they're trying to kill us, they're trying to bomb us, and yeah, because we have been doing that to them. And then on top of that, keep saying that, oh, they've got weapons of mass destruction. I think we went through that once before. Yeah, if I remember, the reason why I was in a war was because of the same fucking excuse. Weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist. But hey, American exceptionalism, right? We're so fucking great. We're this, we're that. But we are depleting our stocks. You've got the overlord, the orange buckethead, Trumpster fire, who is out here basically, God, he is profiting off of the markets, saying, "Oh, we're gonna make a ceasefire." Profits shoot up, and there was a guy who made $100 million in 20 minutes. And see, like, yeah, this is so fucked up weird. Because in one instance, he knows he's in deep shit. And he's not sure if they might actually attack us. Like here, on our land, on our soil. But in the midst of all of that, he still finds time to crime. I will give him that. He is consistent on that much. He will crime wherever the fuck he can crime at. And this is one of those spots where he knows how to manipulate the markets for people to make money, and all that money that they're making out of it is the money that should be going to pay for this war. But what are they saying? No, that money is their money. Oh, but wait, they can donate the money to refurbish the White House, but they can't donate the money for a war that they all agree with? Really? Really? So I had to ask you, MAGA, why why are you such a cult? And you see, wait, are you even hearing about these things? I'm pretty sure Fox News isn't telling you that there are hundreds of people that are profiting off of Trump manipulating the markets. I'm pretty sure they're not telling you that. They're just telling you, oh, prices are shooting down, and growth, wage growth is going down, and unemployment is going up, and all these things. And oh, what happened to all those factories that were supposed to be coming back here? That's supposed to be making all this money. What happened to all of that? But then you've got all these other people that are out there saying, hey, well, you know what? Yeah, sure. We should just go in and take all these people's shit, and you need to support it, and you need to fund it. And now they have raised, like, this is really weird. I'm 43. They just raised the limit to 42. When I first got into the Navy, it was 35. Now they will allow they'll pardon. Well, there's a certain word for it I can't remember right now, but they will overlook any drug related offenses. They will overlook any mental health illnesses. They'll overlook any health defects. And it's like, what? And they want prior service. And I mean, think about it. The older, the better. 42. Like, bro, if I was turning 43 this year, there was a possibility that I could have went and joined again. I could have went back in. I'm not going to do the Army. Although, I thought about doing the Army because, I was, for some point, I can understand where MAGA gets that whole, yeah, I like ICE because they're all decked out. They look like COD. And to be honest, yeah, it looks kind of cool. It is. And coming from a military vet standpoint, yeah, it's fucking cool. Whatever. But I also know the reality of it. I also know what it's like to lose friends. I also know what it's like to see boxes coming back. So is it really worth it to want to look good? I don't know. These are my quick questions. I'm done.